And here's your tale of the tape. Gamzatov and Magomedov, similar in height. See that big 0 at the end of the record of Magomedov has never tasted defeat. Round 1 officially underway. 3 5-minute rounds in the middleweight division 2. Great talents here, Felicia. I mean, these are guys that are kind of on their way to a championship opportunity very, very soon. When you run off 8-0, man, you got to be in contention. You got to be in the conversation.
Absolutely. I noticed that both of these guys haven't fought for over a year, too, so just maybe this first round might take a little bit of feeling out and kind of, brushing off the rust a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt. Magomedov leaning in, looking to get things started. And here comes Gamzatov shooting for the takedown. Magomedov is having none of it, just shucks him right off, Felicia. The strength of Magomedov, and now working on that jab. Not many holes in the game of Shamil Magomedov.
None that anyone's been able to find out anyway.
Waiting for that big first shot to really land. Gamzatov's going to have to be very, very aggressive. You know, with Gamzatov, he's had a few moments where he's run off some great win streaks, but then he gets to that higher level of competition and hasn't really been able to perform as much. The last 2 wins he's coming off were kind of on regional promotions. Well, now he gets another opportunity at the big time under the bright lights of Eagle when it's at its highest, when it's at its peak. Is he going to be able to answer the call? You know, and there's a lot of guys that don't have that BMT, that big match temperament, right? And is that going to be the situation with Gamzatov? Because he has to kind of get into a different mindset here and be confident enough to know that he can beat Magomedov.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes for someone to make that jump. It seems like he's being aggressive. He's throwing hard. He needs to keep his composure and not make any silly mistakes. Really, that's what it comes down to. I'd like to see him try to feint a little bit. It seems like Magomedov has such great defense that he's going to kind of bite on the idea of someone throwing something at him. He's going to defend it, and then that can open him up for something else.
Nice combination, 2 in a row with the left hand by Shamil Magomedov. We talk about this often, are there levels to this thing, right? And is Shamil Magomedov just on a different level? As you can see, he has been reddened up a little bit. Gamzatov has landed that left hand. He's been able to do some damage, but Magomedov still very much dictating, controlling the cage.
He fights with kind of a swagger, too. He's very confident in what he's going to be doing here tonight. Magomedov's been doing a great job keeping the center also, keeping Gamzatov up against the fence or, just backed up just enough to be out of the center. That can tell a lot for the judges, too, when there's not too much action during the fight, during the round. Just having the center can be enough to win the fight.
Absolutely.
For the round.
You kind of get the feeling, though, that once Magomedov really turns it on and gets aggressive, I don't know that Gamzatov can hang with it. He just seems tentative, on the back of his feet, in defensive mode, and Magomedov, for whatever reason, is just kind of taking his time here and looking for that opening. Nice combination, nice 1-2. Gamzatov able to tie him up.
And the patience might just have to do with the layoff. Not fighting for over a year can, just make you want to take your time getting back in and, feel every moment out, not make any rash decisions. But it seems like he's starting to pick it up a little bit. I agree with you. I think once the fight progresses, he's probably going to start opening up more.
Nice takedown.
Great timing.
Shamil Magomedov able to bring the fight to the ground. Advancing, looking for some ground and pound. He still has a little bit of time to work here, 20 seconds. Is he going to reach for something
though.
here?
He did that big spin. Anything can land at any moment, and then he worked his way back up to his feet here. He's not just going to accept, Magomedov, punching and controlling the fight here. He's here to win it.
There's a reason why it's the most exciting sport in the world, and that's because it can end that quickly, especially when you get a couple of middleweights in there with the type of power that we're looking at with Magomedov and Gamzatov. Round 2. Magomedov shaking off that shot. At some point, he kind of has to take the governor off a little and go after it, right? I mean, at some point he's going to have to do it because you don't want Gamzatov to really get his confidence up right now. And you don't want to be vulnerable. And I feel like Magomedov, if he does turn it on, could take this fight. But he just seems a little tentative. And Gamzatov slowly coming back into this fight here.
Yeah, he's throwing different strikes now. He had that nice little front kick snap to the center. That was just something different. You want to show different looks as you get into a new round.
And moving forward more as well. I mean, he's not just staying in defensive mode, not retreating. Will it spell victory or defeat, being more aggressive with Magomedov? Gamzatov taking the fight to the undefeated blue chip prospect here in Shamil Magomedov. Speaking of undefeateds, big right hand by Magomedov. Now he is pushing it. Big shot. Has him on his knees. Landed big right hands. Now Magomedov showing some urgency here, Felicia. Can Gamzatov survive the onslaught of Magomedov?
Great composure. There were moments where I thought he was going to throw a knee on the ground, and then he's just sticking to Gamzatov like glue here. Really nice work.
And Magomedov able to reset. Got caught in a flurry there, tried to end the fight. Gamzatov responded, and now we are back to square one. Magomedov, though, in control, using his head for leverage. And here comes those right hands again. The damage is being done here. Tipping away at that life bar, and another takedown.
It almost seems like Magomedov let Gamzatov back up to his feet. Maybe he just wanted to get into a better position and, regain that control better. Gamzatov just sitting here trying to get that single leg, but not really pulling it in, not moving his feet. He needs to walk his toes to the right side more and be able to suck in his arms if he's going to get anywhere with that leg.
Is this the beginning of the end for Gamzatov, or does he have more left in the tank? Magomedov looks to be a little tired now. He's put a whole lot into finishing that fight, and now not throwing with the same amount of speed that he had earlier in the round. You see those deep breaths, Felicia. Feels like Magomedov is starting to feel it a little bit. It's catching up to him.
Yeah, it's true. But I think both of them are feeling it. Gamzatov, when he starts to get hit, he's starting to cover and bend his head down a lot, which is really scary for me to see because that can lead to knees to the head or anything. When you're not looking up, you're not seeing what's coming. It seems like he's dipping lower and lower every time he gets hit now. I don't know if that's because he's trying to maybe go in for a shot, maybe just a sloppy shot, or if he's really just that tired and starting to feel it. If Gamzatov's doing that again, kind of both hands just covering his head, he's dipping down.
Big right.
Magomedov's going to start to time that when he's covering up like that and dipping. That kind of stuff can be timed out, and I think Magomedov is good enough to see that.
Can Gamzatov make it out of round number 2? Better yet, could he somehow fight back and take it? Magomedov cutting off the cage once again. Not giving Gamzatov a chance to really mount an offense. Going for a takedown of his own. Can he finish it? He cannot. Comes out of it, though, with a nice right hand. Gamzatov looking to do something about it. And we will go to round number 3 in this matchup. Like I said, he has not given up. He has not bent. He has not broken. Still very much in this fight. Magomedov has to keep the pressure on and make it all the way through this round. They've surely trained for it. Now it's just time to execute.
There's always a chance.
Eagle FC 45 live and free on FlexCast 46 coming up on March 11th. Kevin Lee and Diego Sanchez. Ray Borg back in action as well. And it has been announced that a heavyweight championship fight has been booked between Rizvan Kuniev, our heavyweight champion, and Anthony Hamilton.
Anthony actually trained with me for about a week many years ago, I guess, over 5 years ago. Really great guy, awesome teammate, awesome competitor. I'm excited to see him fight in Miami.
Digging in here is Gamzatov now on the attack, and this is a position we really haven't seen much of, Felicia, as now Gamzatov trying to come around the back, and I really think it comes down to Magomedov really being worn out right now. He was so close to that finish, and sometimes an explosion like that, and if you can't put away your opponent, it zaps that energy, and it feels like that's where we're at with Magomedov. He's still taking very deep breaths.
Yeah, you know, to let Gamzatov have that position and not really be explosive right away, that definitely tells me that he's tired.
Spinning back elbow attempt. Saw some success with it earlier in the fight. Magomedov will take advantage and bring the fight down to the ground. Not the place to be for Gamzatov, and he cannot spend a lot of time on the ground right now.
Yeah, I think this might be evening the score there for that moment of control that Gamzatov had. Let's see if Magomedov is going to kind of just, you know, play it safe and rain a few punches just enough, or if he's going to, you know, pass the guard and rain down some heavy punches, or, you know, go for a finish. So like we were saying before, you know, even if you are 8-0, if you know, if you're not making a statement, or if you're 9-0 or anything, you might not get those big opportunities. You know, you really want to make a statement when you're in this position to make people want to see you.
Putting the pressure on here is Magomedov. Does he have enough gas to finish this fight? Trying to come around the back, and he's able to do it. Good positioning by Shamil Magomedov. What's he going to do with it? Continuing to fight from that back clinch.
He's doing a great job with his right foot. He keeps putting it behind the right leg of Gamzatov. That helps with the positioning a little bit, but Gamzatov was able to circle out of it.
Fighting to the finish, fighting through the fatigue. Magomedov going to go back to the well. Gamzatov grabs onto the cage just momentarily, but not enough to keep himself on his feet. Now this is, you know, you got to dig down at this point and get into those fuel reserves and get through the fight. Gamzatov still has a chance to kind of free himself of Magomedov and lay in some offense. You got to kind of feel like it's all or bust here for Gamzatov. He has to go for something to end this fight.
Yeah, you'd think that that's the case. Gamzatov has both of his legs free now, so there's a chance he'll be able to stand up and make something happen, but he's leaving his neck open a little bit. There's less and less opportunities as we get past the, you know, less than a minute mark.
Fans starting to finally file in a little bit here in Moscow as we start to see a few folks in the arena early on in the prelims. And here comes Magomedov, and able to get yet another takedown and take some more seconds off of the clock. Get to the finish line. He has to know that he's most likely in the lead here. And at this point, you just want to cruise to victory.
Yeah, and, in some ways, and he probably knows standing up in front of Gamzatov in the last 30 seconds of a fight that, that Gamzatov is losing is dangerous. He's going to throw those crazy strikes. He's going to probably want to throw those spinning elbows and anything, risky like that. So this is a smart way to finish the round.
Well, that's where we land. And the show of respect